Okay, so just eye humping. So, very common Irimi Nage, bend the guy down, he comes up, and then you throw. It doesn't matter whether you're doing the Tenkan version, the very common Tenkan version. Whoa, he comes back up, and then you throw. Okay, I don't care the version, I just want to look at when he comes straight back through perfect posture before he comes to here. Okay. That, when he passes through perfect posture, boom, right here is where he is perfectly able to counter me with any series of things. So he can resist, right? He can, let's say he's going to bend back and throw me this way. Whoa, over I'm going to go. Like a Kuzushi. You see? He can fall very gently underneath me here. You see? Also, he can turn in the soft high break fall. So that's what allows him to set up the forward break fall. Okay, well, we don't want that because where he's turning for that front high break fall is where he can do any one of those counters. He's not in my control. So what we want to do instead is start to tilt him. And he never passes back through here. He's on this tilt here. And then we want to do it at a certain timing. So as I tilt him, if I stop his forward progress, he can still turn on this foot and then do any of all those other things. So you have to check him with his forward progress. You have to keep his energy going that way as you tilting him. Tilting, but moving. So he moves, go ahead and move. He's going like this. Then he can't turn the foot. Then he can't counter because he never passes through his posture. He can't turn because energy's going that way, and he can't posture because I never bring his head back inside his base of support. So he has to go forward, boom, and tilt. Forward and tilt. Okay, let's try that one. Okay, so she's allowed to keep going, and there's that's the Kuzushi you want. Do you get it? And so Sean's observation was she's already falling. You don't really need the throw, and that's exactly right. Okay, so but the throw is doing something else. Okay, so I'll use. Yeah. So as he's coming around, boom, I have to be wary of this arm. Okay, my technique needs to happen in front of this. Do you see? Not in front of him. Okay? So the way you can think of it is, from my perspective, I'm in front of his arm. From his perspective, I'm in the back. Do you get that? And this creates a body lock. Oh, my torso is in here. When we go fast, my leg will be in there too. My whole body is going to be in there to control. He can't turn into me. See, there's a lock. And that's what I use to throw. But it's a body lock. Very much like we're here and I come around like this. Same exact technique, okay? So, I'm in here and I lock on his body. They see Irimi Nage to the torso, okay? You want this body lock, and it's behind this arm here. Lock, boom. Then there's a strategic component. If I'm not going to do anything with him, he does not land under me, okay? So if I was going to do something with him, he would land under me, okay? Maybe I'm going for a lock, or maybe I'm dispatching a weapon. But if I don't have something to do with him, the arm is projecting him away from me. That body lock is projecting him away from me, okay? Just like a Kokyu projection. He's moving away from me, okay? So that's what the second part of the throw does. He's already falling in the first part. In the second part, I'm doing a body lock and projecting him out from under me. He doesn't get to choose. Just, we're here, he doesn't get to choose. Out he goes, okay? So we go in, take his balance, boom, pop, out away from you. Not underneath you, not underneath you, not underneath you. He doesn't get to choose that. So boom, balance, and pop, out away from you. Okay? Okay, so when the uke is able to get their arm around you, you see, that's a counter. And it's because you didn't understand the elbow check in the technique, okay? So I'm doing everything, we'll go slow so you can see. I know that I gotta get that arm behind my rib cage, okay? That's where the body lock exists. That's where the body lock exists. If I have a gap, there's no body lock. You're just accelerating him, okay? So this part of the technique, I have to feel that elbow behind my rib cage. That's the technique. And usually when you don't feel that, it's because you moved in front of uke. You're now in front of uke. And there's no check on his elbow, so this arm can come around, okay? So it's no different than he's down, and I'm trying to pass his guard. I know that I gotta get on the other side of this seam in front of his hip if I'm gonna do the knee slice, okay? I can't put it somewhere else because I didn't really clear the guard. So I gotta get my knee in front of his hip. So I gotta get my back, from my perspective, in front of his elbow, Okay? From my perspective, my back goes in front of his elbow. It gets delayed just long enough for me to project him away. You want to be so cognizant of that check that if you feel his arm go around, that's a different technique. That's a different technique. And you should not be seeking Irimi Nage. Because he has too much control. And you have to change your tactic. I got to deal with the guy that's underneath me. Okay? So, you shouldn't practice to F up, but you're very aware. He got inside, so just here, and I'll land here in Kesagatame, okay? Just land here. So let's do 2, where you work on not giving the opening, get the elbow check, and then 2, where you give the opening and find Kesagatame there. Okay, so again, you effed up, and he got his arm there. You should feel that arm. You should feel it. Cap the elbow, enter, twist, and try to have your butt go straight down, okay? Straight down. You don't want any inertia going forward because that's when he's going to counter you. So keep your eyes on your butt. Your butt is going straight down. So I make the mistake, boom, my butt is going straight down. Butt's going straight down. He'll feel the rib strike as you go, okay? And we'll just stop here at this stance. Boom, there, you did it. In, here. No inertia going over. You you should feel the counter coming because you gave the opening, okay? And so down, this time not out and away.